education is man's true religion. So everyone should follow the religion of education. Anand Shiksha Niketan is the name of the school started by Babar Ali. He did not study only for his future, his career. He studied and he used his free time to educate the underprivileged of the society. Hello everyone, this is Shobita S. Aradhya, lecturer, Department of English, Vidyashram Pre-University College, Mysuru, a temple of excellence. Education is the most powerful weapon which can change the world. Yes, education is the most powerful weapon using which we can change the world. So, Gandhiji said, be the change you need in the world. Have you ever met any such personality who has tried to change the lives of his fellow beings? If you have, please do encourage them. Today, we will be reading about one such personality called Babar Ali, who becomes the world's youngest headmaster, and he is from West Bengal. That is the pride of India. Babar Ali, at the age of 16, he becomes the headmaster of a school. Which school is it? Is it like any other school? No. It is a very special school about which and about Babar Ali we will be reading today. So let us start the session with Babar Ali. She is Samarpita Mukherjee Sharma, who writes about Babar Ali, who makes us know more about Babar Ali. Let us know about Samarpita Mukherjee Sharma. She is Associate Creator Editor of Youth Leader India, the India chapter of Youth Leader magazine. So, the Youth Leader magazine circulates all over the world, and for the India chapter, she is the creative editor. She is a member of the dynamic action-oriented online magazine network focusing on groundbreaking positive change initiatives, portrait tools and more. So, she is part of those group of volunteers who work on the groundbreaking positive change initiatives. So, to change the society, what are the positive changes we need in the society? To bring that, these volunteers are working. She is part of it. So, this is about Samarpita Mukherjee Sharma. Let us know about Babar Ali. So, Babar Ali is a student. Being a student, he becomes the headmaster. How he does all this? Why he becomes a headmaster at such a young age? That is very interesting. In the lesson Babar Ali, Samarpita Mukherjee Sharma introduces to the readers the world's youngest headmaster, Babar Ali, through the words of Tanveer, a youth leader volunteer. I told you, Samarpita, she works with a group of volunteers. Tanveer is one of such volunteer of this youth leader volunteers group, and he tells Samarpita about Babar Ali. See, this is Babar Ali. How humble he is, how polite he looks, how thin and feeble he looks. Can you guess what great things he has done? You will know now. Our pride lies in the fact that this 16-year-old headmaster is an Indian hailing from Murshidabad in West Bengal. So, as I told you, he is from West Bengal, and in West Bengal, he belongs to Murshidabad. Babar Ali's father, Nasiruddin Sheikh, a jute seller. Babar Ali's father, Nasiruddin Sheikh, was a dropout. He was an uneducated. He did not study, he did not complete his education, but he wanted his son to study. So, Nasiruddin Sheikh had a belief that education is man's true religion. though he was a jute seller, he had great thoughts. That is, education is man's true religion. So, everyone should follow the religion of education. And he sent his son to school. Babar, a first generation learner, was a model student in school. First generation learner means he was the first in his family to go to school. Not only his family, he was the first child in the village to go to school as well. So, this is Babar Ali. He was a student, but was he only the student? If he was only the student, did he play the role of headmaster? No, he was something else being a student. Beyond being a student, he did a noble work. But what he did after school was more significant than being studious or smart. With the awareness that he was one of the few fortunate boys in the village, Babar was prompted to do something for his fellow youngsters who did not enjoy the same privilege. So, he was fortunate to go to school. He was called as the fortunate soul because he was the only one who was going to school, and his school was not near. It was not in a walkable distance. He used to catch a rickshaw for some kilometers and then he walked 5 kilometers every day one side to reach his school. So this is how Babar Ali was studying. He was pursuing his schooling. And the situation what he saw in the village that prompted him to do something for his fellow youngsters. He saw his fellow youngsters, his friends in the village, they did not go to school, but they had interest in learning. So he thought he could do something and he took the privilege to help the underprivileged children. That is why after his school hours in the backyard of his house in the open air, he started teaching the children who wanted to learn but had no opportunities to do so and were deprived of their basic right to education. Our constitution gives right to education. It is the right of every child to get the education. But here it was a condition that parents could not send their children to the school because they could not bear the expenses of uniforms, books, or some parents were not educated. So uneducated people did not wish that their children will get education or they will be educated. They did not have the knowledge. Because of all these, many parents did not send their children to school. But Babar Ali was fortunate to go to school. So after his school hours, after he returned from the school, he used to conduct classes in his backyard for those children who wanted to learn but did not get opportunities to learn. So he did not start a school in a new, well-equipped, good infrastructure school. It was in his backyard. So a small place left. If we compare his house to a house in city, it would be as big as the kitchen of a city house. So it was such a small house. He had a backyard. There his parents allowed him to conduct classes to these children. So there he educated, he gave them education about the subjects and the subjects were taught to the children. So next we see Babar Ali's vision. What was his vision? How he is different from other common people. That is, even if the government aided education was free, the expenses incurred over the uniforms, books, etc. discouraged parents from sending their children to the school. As I mentioned earlier, the government aided schools are there where education is free, but uniform and books, for those they had to pay. So every state has its own education policies. So in West Bengal, they had to pay for the books and uniforms. So many parents could not pay that. For that reason, they did not send their children to the school. Hence, the children ended up as maid servants, mechanics, day laborers, grass cutters, livestock herders, etc. So, here children ended up as mechanics, maid servants. If they have time all day and they are not going to school, will their parents allow them to play the whole day? No. As they are earning for that day food, they will ask their children to earn some money. So, children were sent by their parents to work in others' houses or to be a mechanic or as day laborers. For that day's work, payment will be given the same day. Those are called day laborers, and they worked as grass cutters and also livestock herders, cattle herders. So these works were done by these children who were supposed to be in school studying different subjects. Babar Ali's vision for these children was different. He wanted to teach these children who were prepared to walk miles to learn. These children were ready to learn. They were ready to walk miles together to learn. But they did not have school nearby. So what Babar Ali decided, that he will do a different thing and he will teach these children who are ready to walk miles to learn. Thus came into being Anand Shiksha Niketan. Anand Shiksha Niketan is the name of the school started by Babar Ali. This is the picture of the school. As I said, it was not in a good infrastructure building. It was his backyard. You can see the wet walls and the homemade, roughly made shelter. All these were later done, but when he started, it was in the open sky, under the blue sky, in the open air, and people, the children sat on the floor. Even the chickens scratched everywhere. They were roaming in between the children. So, this is the picture of Babar Ali's school, Shiksha Niketan, in the beginning stage. In fact, the school started as a game and soon turned into a pursuit because children enjoyed learning arithmetic. How the school started, this incident is very interesting. Babar Ali and his few friends were playing school. Means they were playing the game of being in a school. Babar Ali was the teacher and the other friends were the students. When playing this game, Babar Ali, he thought of that. Anyhow, we are playing, why should I not teach these children some arithmetic? So, while playing, he taught those children what he had learned from his teachers. So, he was very influenced by his teachers. So, in the same method, how he was taught by his teachers, Babar Ali taught to these children. This learning became very interesting. So, they enjoyed learning arithmetic. So, this is how Anand Shiksha Niketan started. So, this Anand Shiksha Niketan, it started only with 8 students. There were only 8 students when it started, and he was about 9 years old when he started this teaching. So, it was not the proper Anand Shiksha Niketan, but he started teaching to his fellow youngsters at the age of 9. Later, an institution that came into being with just 8 children and a young headmaster to begin with, in 9 years' time had 60 regular attendees, 10 volunteer teachers, 200 students on roll and 800 students in total. Fortunately, the school had benefactors in teachers, IAS officers, social workers and religious leaders. So, the school started with just 8 students and a young headmaster. Later, by the period of 9 years, it had 60 regular attendees, 10 volunteer teachers. So, we should see who were the teachers here. The teachers were the volunteers who were the teenagers going to school. So, along with Babar Ali, who were going to school, the teenagers, they volunteered to teach these underprivileged students. So these teachers were not paid, they were not appointed for any salary, it was their service towards the society. So it had, by the time of 9 years, it had 60 regular attendees, 10 volunteer teachers and 200 students on roll call on every day's attendance, 800 students in total. Totally 800 students. Fortunately, the school had benefactors in teachers, IAS officers, social workers and religious leaders. The kind IAS officers who came to their district, they gave much more support to Babar Ali, like free food, free afternoon meal and books and uniforms to these children. Those were supplied by the government and his work was brought to light, and later the government also recognized Babar Ali's school. So this was the kindness shown by the IAS officers and many social workers who spread the word of Babar Ali's school, and many children from the surrounding also came here, and religious leaders, they influenced their community to send their children to Babar Ali. And his own teachers, Babar Ali's teachers also influenced a lot. They helped him in the ways which they could do. So this is the present Shiksha Niketan, Anand Shiksha Niketan. Here are the teachers along with Babar Ali and the students. This is the present condition of the school. They have the uniforms, they have the books. It has a building. It is not as good as the schools in the cities, but the best in that village. Selfless service of simple people. There were many people who helped Babar Ali. They were not only the IAS officers, his teachers, religious leaders or the social workers. Also, there were many people, selfless people who helped Babar Ali and also who had the awareness that they should bring the children to the school, and they were like Tulu Rani Hazra. Here this picture you can see, this is Tulu Rani Hazra. She is a fishmonger. She sells fish every day in the morning, and in the afternoon she is a educationist. She is a crusader for education. Wherever she goes to sell fish, there she influences the parents to send their children to this school. Till date, she has brought about 60 students to the school, and she is the lady who rings the bell for the school, hearing which the village people and the children rush to the school in the afternoons. These are the other volunteer teachers, and this lady is Debarita. So she is one of the volunteer who is highly educated among those volunteer teachers. Among all others, she is the highly educated, and she is with Babar Ali since the beginning days of this school. So this is about Tulu Rani Hazra and Debarita. She is a college going student but has a noble desire to help the underprivileged of the society, and she is a volunteer teacher in the school. The strength of the school also lay in the fact that all teacher volunteers were students who used their free time productively to teach less fortunate. So whatever free time they had, they used it productively by teaching the other children who were keen to learn but could not afford the education. So this is the school again. Now, revolution in the field of education. So Babar Ali has brought a revolution in the field of education. So we see that the efforts of a single boy resulted in almost a revolution in the field of education and made people believe in the ideal that common people can achieve uncommon feats. So we saw that common people like we are doing such a great thing. Because of their efforts, because of Babar Ali's efforts, the school has been recognized by the government of West Bengal, and whoever study here, if they are eligible for high school, they can join any government school, any school in West Bengal. So if they are educated till that, if their age permits, they can join the school. So the government of West Bengal has recognized the school, and because of help of many others and the efforts of Babar Ali, the school has many students, and here 1 to 5th students get free books, free uniforms, and they study here. The volunteer teachers teach them, and for 8th standard only Debarita and Babar Ali teach about 10 subjects. So this is how the school is running. If a common person like Babar Ali can do this, why can't we? Think about our ability, what we can do. So he has brought a revolution in the field of education. He did not study only for his future, his career. He studied and he used his free time to educate the underprivileged of the society. This is about Babar Ali, and now it's our time. What can we do to the society? How can we be a responsible citizen? What are the duties we can do? What are the things beyond duties that can be done for the society? Now it is our turn. If we single-handedly cannot do all this, at least we can support those who are doing. There are many people around us who are striving for these kind of people. Let us join our hands and build a healthy and prosperous society. This is all for today's session, and in the next session we will be discussing about a poem, If I Was a Tree. Till then, take care, bye-bye, and thank you.